Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms coming to you live from Escondido, California. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. I have an awesome question, but I was trying to figure out how to do it on my computer and still do the live and share my screen, and I couldn't figure that out. So we're going to try flipping my phone around in a second and see if we can show you the computer screen using the phone camera. So if somebody knows how to share a screen as well as picture while I'm doing a Facebook Live, I would greatly appreciate that information. But anyway, so I have a question that has come to me through a private message. So if you want to have a question on travel, shoot me a private message with your question. And today's question comes from Mary, and Mary has a really great question. Hey, Jason. Hey, Chuck. What is it? Do tell us. I'm about to tell you. Be patient, Jason. I know you. You're all over the place. Let's see. I totally forgot what my question is. Oh, where do I find out more? How do I find out more information about a destination that I'm traveling to or thinking of traveling to? So that is the question that Mary asked me today. Was sent me a private message and said, how do I find out more information about where I'm going to? So I am going to turn my camera around and hopefully you'll be able to see my computer screen well. I've got 6 destinations up. There is a theme to these destinations, and the theme is that I am a specialist in this area. So that'll give you some idea. So I'm going to start at the far side and work my way backwards. So let's turn this around and see if it works. Okay. All right, so this here is Norfolk Island. See, it says Norfolk Island. And how do you find out information? If you type in if you just Google search Norfolk Island tourism, and so there's Norfolk Island, and in here they've got what can you see and do? You got tours, you got adventures, attractions, eat and drink, shopping. Where can I stay? Self-contained apartments, hotels, cottage villages, visitor information. How do I get there? Where is it? Where is Norfolk Island? What's the best time to travel? What's the weather like down there? What currency do they use? All of that sort of information can be found there. And then some people on some of the sites, they have their stories. And over here on some sites, like on this one, Norfolk, it says it's currently 16 degrees Celsius, which is a beautiful day. Lovely weather. I like 16 degrees Celsius. So you do that. This one here is Samoa. Beautiful Samoa. And again, underneath the about, introducing Samoa, you got some maps there. Some must-dos. That's pretty cool. Top 10 Instagrammable spots in Samoa. How cool is that? They're even telling you, go to these places because people love seeing these places on Instagram. Planning your trip. Practical information, how to get around. If you're going down for meetings and conferences. Some of these places in the Pacific are awesome for doing retreats. Great for retreats, for meetings, for conferences. You talk about getting away from it all and taking a break and getting that mental reboot. Amazing places to do this in. And believe it or not, the prices are really, really good. So some people say, oh, we'll just go to Hawaii. Yeah, no. I'll show you one in a minute. Accommodation, different types of accommodation. Again, what experiences are there? Where do you go? What's to eat? What's some of the not missed things? Some even have deals. If you're coming from Australia, North America, New Zealand, the events calendar is awesome because that tells you what time, if there's festivals coming on that you might want to go see when you're down there, what times to avoid if they've got like a major festival on down there and you don't want to be there with the crowds. So then we've got here Fiji. Oh my gosh, love Fiji. This is an awesome place, and you can scroll down here. You can see some of the information that's in here. And then you can go up here and it's got the different islands that you can go to, because it's not just one island, there's several of them. Different types of accommodation, the experiences. Do you want adventure? Conferences again. Big thing down there. Big thing. Huge. Golf. So you can have a conference where they go golfing. There you go. Where's your golf lovers? Especially those salespeople who tend to like to go golfing and make their deals out on the golf course. And then you've got information here. You've got the stories getting around, finding a specialist. And all of these tourism sites have a place where you can find a specialist. So if you don't want to plan the thing yourself, you just want to get some ideas, then you need somebody to help. Then you go into the specialist things and look up for a specialist in your area, in your country. It could be somebody in your country because you can't find somebody who's in your area. So have a look to find the one that's closest to you. And some of these you will find my name on, some of them you won't, because some of them I have yet to submit my paperwork. I got to get on that one. Cook Island. Oh my gosh, I love the Cook Islands. I've been to Rarotonga and Arataki, and amazing, amazing, amazing place. And here's what I like about this. You scroll up here and read this. It says, the Cook Islands are located in the South Pacific in the same time zone as Hawaii, but much like Hawaii was 60 plus years ago, a pristine paradise where over-tourism does not exist. How cool is that? And the price, and it's like half the price. You get the beautiful beaches, you got gorgeous hotels, and look, there's no branded resorts and no buildings are taller than a coconut tree. Go figure that one out. No stoplights. Oh, and they have 2 buses. One says on it clockwise and the other one says anti-clockwise. It takes like 30 minutes to go around the island, of Rarotonga. But amazing, amazing place. If you want that Hawaiian experience without the Hawaiian price tag, look, here's Hawaii, here's the Cook Islands. 10 hours from LA, and Hawaii is 5 hours from LA. So they're about equidistant to the equator. Incredible, incredible place. I just have a blast there. Another great place to go. Australia, so huge, so big. Oh my gosh, what do? You know, places to go. You got the cities, and as you go over the cities, the map's highlighting which territory it's in. Or you can click on states and territories, and now you can highlight the territories as it goes over there. But you can click onto those and go in. You've got some of the attractions, and as you scroll over them, it shows you which territory it's in. Did you know, where's this one? So you got Adelaide down here, in between Adelaide and Perth, which is over here. Although they don't have Perth on that list. Interesting. So between Adelaide and Perth is the world's longest golf course. It's 18 holes, and it goes from Adelaide to Perth. It is the world's longest golf course. And in some areas, you do have to carry your own patch of grass to tee the ball. Just a little fun fact there for you. And things to plan your trip. And then, of course, my favorite one, New Zealand. I love this website. They've got like destinations. Here's all the places in New Zealand, all the different towns and cities and stuff. And then things to do. Things to do: adventure, art, culture, cycling, events, food and wine, film in New Zealand. I mean, big, huge thing. Hot pools, Maori culture, natural wildlife, shopping, skiing and snowboarding, sports. This is a year-round destination. And you can go backpacking, camping, family-friendly holiday type, luxury, romance, working holiday. You've got facts here. What's the currency? What's driving like in New Zealand? Frequently asked questions. These eyesight visitor centers are awesome. They are everywhere, and they become a great place. If you've got a group of people in a local town and they're spread out throughout the town, the eyesight visitor centers make great meeting places to all meet up. Let's meet at the eyesight. Everybody knows where the eyesight is in town. Let's meet at the eyesight. How do you get to New Zealand? Recommended trips. So this gives you some idea of some of the itineraries. For doing you've got 3 to 7 days, 8 to 14 days, 15 plus, North Island only, South Island only, and it even gives you, I love this one, a time, travel, and distance calculator. So you can put in there which towns you want to go to, and it will tell you how far it is and how long it's going to take you to drive there. And then transportation. How do you get around New Zealand? You've got car rentals, motorhomes, motorcycle rentals, buses and coaches, domestic flights, ferries and water taxis, rail by rail, and transport within the cities. And then you go into all your different types of accommodations, from apartments, backpackers, through to luxury accommodations and everything in between, including farm stays. Farm stays are awesome. But if you want to know about information about different... Now turn it around now. So if you want to know information about different destinations that you are thinking of going to, or you're planning to go to, or you're somebody who doesn't want to use a travel professional but you want to do it by yourself, then just type in the country and then put the word tourism. So if you want to do the European countries, you could put France tourism. You could put Vienna, Austria tourism, England tourism. Just put them in there and see what comes up. Most of the time it'll be like a visitor and information. You could, if you're looking at certain towns and something like in the US, if you're going to a town in the US, and you want to see what's there, then just go in and type in, for example, Nashville, Tennessee visitors information, and they'll come up with the Visitor and Convention Bureau. So you've got that. But the tourism the tourism companies within each country spend a lot of time putting these websites together with all the information you could ever need to help you have a fantastic trip. Yes, you have your guidebooks, which are great because I love the guidebooks. I like getting in there. I like writing in them. I've got my highlighters here. See, all different colors. Each color represents a different thing in my travel guide. So I have my, and then I have my, oh, yep, got to show you the other ones too. Because sometimes I don't highlight, sometimes I'm reading, so I have my 4 color pens. They've each got 4 colors of ink on them, all different. So there's 8 colors there. So yeah, and then of course I have, in case he's going to love this one, I have my colored post-it notes for flagging my tour. So my tour guides end up being extremely colorful between the highlighters and the colored pens and the post-it notes. It's in there. It's all in there. What have we got? What was my favorite destination out of all these ones I just showed you? Well, New Zealand will always be number 1. Number 2 on that would be the Cook Islands. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be a toss-up between the other ones. Australia's got a lot of really great stuff. I mean, they've all got really, really good points. Jason, that is a really hard question. It's like asking me what's my favorite movie or my favorite book. Although New Zealand will always be number 1. New Zealand is always number 1 as far as places to go is. Now I've totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so you can use the tour guides, which are great if you like to have a book to hold in your hand, physically hold in your hand, and you can flag it and tag it and all of that sort of stuff. But if you want to just do research and you don't want to go to the expense of the book, go online, Google New Zealand tourism. It'll come up with newzealand.com. Google Australia tourism, it comes up with australia.com. Cook Island tourism comes up with cookislands.travel. So all of the countries all the major countries have these websites that have the information on there, and they spend a lot of time putting this together to help you enjoy the best of their countries. They want to show you the best and make sure you have a great time, so they have everything in there. Do you have to color code to go with those colors? It's all in here. I actually have different color codes based on different books, because sometimes it depends which highlighter I grab first, and then it's like, oh, that becomes my accommodation one, or that becomes my yes, I really have to go see it color. So I don't really have a color code, but I basically, when it comes down to doing this stuff, it's like I highlight the ones that I really want to go and see and do, the ones that I am not going to miss. We're doing that come hell or high water. The next one is the ones that would be nice to do, and then then the last one is the one that would be okay to do, and then accommodation, it's I'll put that in there, the accommodation that's close to those attractions that I want to go and see and do. I'll also write notes in the margins of other things that I know of in the local area that are not in guidebooks. See, there's a good thing about knowing somebody who is from a country or who knows a country inside out, because in the guidebook, and with my clients that go to New Zealand, I actually give them a touring map of New Zealand, and on it is highlighted their route that they're going to drive, because 90% of my clients that go to New Zealand are all self-drive. So they get a map from me highlighted with the route they're going to go. They get all the driving directions, but then what I do is I use the post-its, usually the little ones like this, not the... See, here's the regular size poster. I just use these little ones that are like 2 inches. So I use those, and I will put them on different areas around the map, saying, hey, stop here and check out this view, or stop here to have a cup of tea, or stop here and check out this museum, because it could be a museum that's not in any guidebook or anything. It's just one of those things that only the locals know about. Like, did you know that there is an Elvis Presley museum in New Zealand? Do you know where it is? I do. So that would be, so if I've got somebody who I know is an Elvis Presley fan, then I would make sure that to point that out to them on their map so they know where to go, and I'll even include the driving directions on how to get there. So, just fun stuff like that. So that is my, so Mary, I hope that answered your question today on how do you find out more information about destinations. If you have a travel related question that you would like me to answer for you, then please send me a private message and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you on a Facebook Live. Hope you have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow.